What a great college football game. I probably saw it, and I know a number of our coaches and our upperclassmen did, that this was going to be a four-quarter game against a head coach that I really respect. And I told him before the game, I know this is going to be a barn burner, and he'd have the guys ready to play, and that's what I expected. And it was a good football game. We made enough plays down in the fourth quarter to get the win. Obviously, it wasn't great throughout the game, both sides of the ball at times, but hey, give them credit. Those guys came to play, and it was a battle. So happy to get the win. I think the adversity will help us moving forward. I think getting into a four-quarter game is something this football team needed, and it's something that I told the guys in the locker room that we need a four-quarter game like this, and we were able to find a way to get a win, and that's a sign of a good football team.
Chris, what were they doing defensively that really gave you fits, running the ball especially?
Well, their D tackles are phenomenal, and they do a great job of what we call an A game, and they were twisting in there and shutting down a lot of the quarterback run stuff, and then their defensive ends do not allow your offensive linemen to climb to the next level because they get their hands on them, and then their backers just ran. And so things that we had seen, not to the level of play that they had today, but it was causing us issues, and we knew it. And so we were able to finally get a couple of pass plays, because then they started doubling Shep because he was the guy, and Shep made a couple plays. I thought Lance played really well and found a way to just make enough plays. Yeah, maybe we can talk next week. I'm not interested in sharing right now. So we're in a good position, but we want to win it outright.
Some frustration at all with maybe not as clean of a game?
Absolutely not. It's more ecstatic that our guys in the fourth quarter, and hadn't been in a fourth quarter game for a while, found a way to get it done. And these guys are bright kids. They know that whether it was our error in execution at times, or the fact that we ran into a team that, and I told everybody this team matches up well with us, that we ran into a good football team today. And so I'm never going to be upset or frustrated with a win, because they're really hard to get in college football.
Why do you respect both wins so much? What's the respect?
Just he and I have become friends since we recruited Patrick, his son, and he wanted Patrick to take a look at our place, which told me he had a great deal of respect for our program and what we're doing here. Defensive-minded head coach that gets his guys to play extremely hard. They rose to the occasion today, just like I thought they would after playing a subpar game the week before. And he's one of the elite defensive coaches in all of college football, and he showed it today.
Defense crank it up a little bit in the fourth quarter there.
Yes, they did. And Derek Tuska made a couple of big-time plays at critical situation when we had the lead, and he had, I think, 2 straight sacks, and Menard was getting constant pressure, and they were trying to get those tight ends and backs up so they could try to chip those 2 guys. And I thought we got a lot of hits on the quarterback. I thought Mays did a great job hanging in there, because we hit him a ton, and he kind of hung in there and did. Yeah, obviously, their game plan was going to be, we're going to play him and run the football like they've done in the past when he has played. He just hasn't played for 3 weeks.
You described Greg's game, that he got constant pressure, that's something that we haven't seen in a couple games at least.
Yeah, he was relentless today. He was really excited to play, and he knew that in this type of game, especially when it's a close game, he had to make some plays, and he had to disrupt some timing. And I thought Greg was just all our D linemen, but you look at the older guys that they know their opportunities are running out. They know that the margin for error is smaller and smaller, and we found that out today. And when the margin for error is that small, you have to be able to make critical plays in the fourth quarter.
Is there a certain plan with Bruce, like a quota? You just kind of
I honestly didn't think he was going to play, and He warmed up pretty well. He practiced this week, limited basis, but practiced. And then I trust Bruce. I love the kid. He trusts me. And I said, he asked me before the game, Coach, I'd like to play early. I think I can. And when you have a 4-year guy like that, that is one of the most mature kids that I've been around, and I trust him. And then I think it was towards the end of the first quarter, he came up to me and said, Coach, it's starting to get a little bit fatigued, and then we shut it down right then. He's smart enough to know that. And when Bruce Anderson's dressed in pads and on the sideline, it brings the whole level of our football team up.
So it looks like you had some big pass plays with some drops. Thoughts on some of
Yeah, we have to connect on those. You know, I maybe we had a couple of 50-50 balls that we have to come up with. Absolutely. It's something that when people are doing that good a job against you running the football, you have the opportunity of some explosive plays, and we didn't hit on those today. And so that's what happens. We got to continue to work and continue to try to find a way to get some of those big plays.
Chris, how big was field position early on? You had like 5 drives right in a way that was.
Yeah, we were really poor in the hidden yardage. I didn't think we were very good on special teams today at all. They won that phase, and we were able to overcome it. But you're right. I wrote down in my notes just going in at halftime, we were starting at -7, -15, -14, and their first couple drives are +30 or +45, +37. Boy, we were fortunate to get out of those at 7-0. I think that really the key part of the game was the end of that second quarter. They did a nice job of scheming and blocking a punt, and then they didn't have any timeouts left. And I don't know if they thought it was a first down or they lost track of the downs, but that was a critical time to stay in a 7-0 game.
You mentioned Gary Tuska. How important was this game for him?
It was huge. He played so well, and Tuska's played well for a number of years, and he's only a junior, but he's one of our lead guys at defensive end, and he's just so relentless. He's so physical. He's got great explosiveness, and I was happy to see him come up with some big-time plays.
Chris, injury-wise, you know any status right now? Anybody?
You know, I really don't. You know, we're hopeful that with Bruce and Tutsi and Tutsi could have maybe played some defense. We weren't going to put him on special teams. And so I'm hopeful because both those two kids practiced. Seth practiced last week, but we want to just keep giving those guys a little bit more time. I'm hopeful for those guys. I don't know where Jalen's at.
You mentioned the fourth quarter game earlier. Is there a point in the game where you can see that the kids know they're going to be in a dogfight? I mean, today just felt like it was just going to be one of those games.
Yeah, I thought that whole first quarter after just counterpunch and punch, and especially with the field position that we didn't have and the physicality with which the game was being played, I thought it was going to be a four-quarter game. And we knew coming into halftime we had to have a great 30 minutes, and I thought we played really well in the fourth quarter.
What can you say about Lance Dunn and his ability to come up with big plays in the right moment?
Yeah, he made a couple of really nice plays, and the long run, I think he went for about 40 yards to set us up in position to get the go-ahead score was a big play. And Lance is a terrific football player that he had 18 carries for 107 yards. That's a pretty good day against a really good run defense.
Yeah, it's always tough against those guys. You know, I think first of all, they play really hard. They've got good players, really good athletes, guys that compete hard, and you know, secondly, they're in a good position. That scheme is tough. It's tough to throw against it. It's tough to run against it. They do a really good job and play hard, and so proud of our guys for just staying with it and finding a way.
Derek, when did you guys sense this was going to be a four-quarter game and this was going to be a grinder today?
You know, on Monday we talked about it. We knew they were going to come in here, give us their best shot. They had nothing to lose, and every year they're a really tough competitor. So we knew it was going to be a four-quarter game from Monday when we were getting ready. So
How much did you guys crank it up after you guys scored the go-ahead touchdown on defense to respond after you guys got the lead back?
yeah, we knew we all had to step up on defense, get that lead, and then keep the lead. So we wanted to get the ball back and get good field position for the offense so they could put it in. So.
Greg, you guys clinched the state of the conference championship, the 8th year in a row. You always talk about that being the first goal. Just talk about hitting at least a share of the conference championship goal.
I mean, it's big time, like you said. It's always our number one goal of the season, and we know if we do that, it's going to put us in a great position for the postseason. But we want to win the thing outright, so we're going to try to take care of business next week at Missouri State.
Lions kind of want Easton City, Youngstown. It's always a tough game with those guys.
Yeah, it's like Easton said. You know, every year they bring good competition, good athletes. They fly around. They're really physical, and you know their coaches. You know, they make good game plans against us. So you know it all comes down to just who's going to be more physical and who's going to finish harder in the fourth quarter. And I feel like we did that.
Easton, it seemed you guys had big ones in the past game, some drops. Was there frustration when that happened, or what kind of goes on in your offense when you miss a chance at some big plays?
Yeah, we missed a couple, and we'll go back and look and find ways to make those plays, and we just got to continue to challenge each other to raise our level of play, you know, just across the board. And so we left some stuff out there, obviously, but shoot, it's tough to come by those against you know, Youngstown. That's a really good team, and so credit to those guys.
Darius has been Mr. Reliable for you guys. How nice is it just kind of having him out there putting up 100 yards a game?
Yeah, he's a stud, and you know, made a ton of plays when he got the opportunity today. And shoot, Dez had a big one down the sideline, and so you know, we try to get a lot of guys involved in the pass game, in the run game. There's a lot of different guys who can carry it and make plays, and so it's fun when we're able to spread it around a little bit. But obviously, Darius had another great game.
Easton Pelini had some really nice things to say about you when he was in here. Can you share any of that with you on the field after the game?
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to him after the game. Like I said, I just got a ton of respect for their program, and we all do. We know every time we're playing Youngstown that it's going to be a four-quarter game. They play hard, they're physical, and we got a ton of respect for him. So I appreciate his comments.
Describe that sequence at the end of the first half after your block punt, and how important did you feel it was to, get out of that with any less than no points on the board?
I mean, I think it was a big momentum killer on their side because they think, oh man, this is our opportunity. We blocked a punt, it's automatic points. And I think they kind of thought they had a first down there, and they ended up spiking it on fourth down. And I mean, it was a huge boost for us, momentum-wise, because they got the ball coming out in the second half, and we knew that that would have been big for them.
Describe your play today. You seemed like you were in the quarterback's face the entire day. Was this I know you like playing against these guys. Was this an even more inspired game for you today?
Yeah, I know. Watching last year's game and how close it was and just wishing I could be out there, it was just something I wanted to go against them this year and kind of show them what I can do.
Lance, you had that big touchdown reception. Let Easton know about the one a couple of times ago.
Oh yeah, I was all in his ear after the first play. I told him I was wide open, and he was like, "Yeah, I just made the wrong read or whatever." So I knew we were gonna come back to it, and I just knew I had to make the opportunity when it presented itself, and then we did that. So.
Easton, did you feel a little bad about it? You realized you needed to get it to him at some point?
I didn't feel great about it. But yeah, Lance is a great player, so good job by Coach Mess getting back to it, and was better the second time.
Will it feel like a little bit of redemption then? Okay, we took care of that?
I wouldn't say redemption. It's just we got to execute all the time, and obviously I missed one, and so glad we were able to make it count later.
Greg, what's it about this team where you're able to, a game that turned into kind of a dogfight for 4 quarters, is able to pull through even though you hadn't been in those types of situations as much this season?
I think it's just how many seniors we have and how many leaders we had, and there's a lot of people who's been in this position before. We've been in close games, and I mean, we just let our leadership take over, and I think we've seen so many different things throughout the years that nothing really phases us too much, and we try to keep a level head.
You can describe your position now with 2 left. Everything's still set up here pretty well to take care of what you want to do next week, really.
Yeah, obviously in a spot we want to be. We can control what happens moving forward, and we've got 2 really good opponents coming up, and the Valley's crazy, so we'll go back to work on Monday and prepare really hard and be ready to go play. It's always tough playing Missouri State at their place. It's a tough place to play, and but we'll be ready and go down there and compete our hardest.
Derek, what worked on those back-to-back sacks? Was it just through moves you made, or is it speed, power?
Yeah, a little bit of moves and a little bit of luck. I got the right calls, and I was put in the right position and was able to capitalize on the opportunities. So made the plays when I was there.